swampy. I think I found the trail, but it's very swampy. Had to cut right through those people's camp. They looked at me like I was an intruder. Like, what do you expect? You're camped on the trail. They weren't actually camped, they were just hanging out, day hiking. So, anyway, there's a gray jay up there. That's the first one of those I've seen in a while. I'd love to come into camp and scavenge. Alright, this is looking really promising. This is the second sign I've seen for Hoover Lake. This is the older of the two. I took a picture of the other one because there were some people walking by while I was trying to film. This is an older one. The trail goes that way. There's another little, I don't know if that's a lake or a pond over there. I think we'll walk over there first, see if there's a spot. And then we'll still have access to Hoover Lake. Not that we need it. I'm not fishing, but this was my destination. Well, I literally didn't hike very far at all. The sign is right there. And when I come over this way, I come across this huge fire pit with logs. Looks like some potential hammock spaces right back in here. The drawback to this spot, it's far enough from the water, but it's easy to just turn off the trail and head this way and come right to this camp. That's what I did, and that's what I figure a lot of people might do. Which means if my hammock is back in these trees and I'm hanging out, people might walk up and go, oh, look, a fire pit, and just start like hanging out, not realizing there's someone camped here. It looks to me like a long time ago someone built a fire pit right here in the middle of a trail, and this is why we leave no trace, because once it's there, and if you don't dismantle it later, boy, it becomes a permanent campsite. I could hang my hammock right in there, which might be even better because then I'm more visible from right there. People would realize they're walking through my camp. However, let's just keep that in mind and kind of walk around and see what else we can see. I don't know if this is an actual lake or just a pond. I will do some research, and if it has a name, I'll put it up here on the screen right now, or I will put on the screen that it has no name. Lily pads, nice clear deep water. This isn't a pond, I can tell you right now. It's big enough to be a lake up here anyway. That would be a beautiful place to bring an inflatable, I don't know, paddleboard or kayak or whatever. I mean, I wouldn't want to hike in here with a kayak, which I had to wonder, looking back that way, there were two guys in kayaks, like regular hard-bodied kayaks over there in Hoover Lake. That means they hiked them in here. That's crazy. I wouldn't do that. Anyway, I think this is home for the night. And it's not very buggy. I'm not getting mosquitoes all over me. That's probably going to be our campsite. I don't want to be too far off the main trail. I mean, I could go all over the place through here and find a completely isolated spot, but there is something to be said about being somewhat near people. It's like moose poop, maybe. Maybe elk, I don't know. I don't know the difference. You hunting poop experts can tell me. Anyway, it's very quiet here. Those people that are camped or hanging out in their hammocks are just right up there, but I can't even hear them now. So, yeah, I think this will be our spot, and I'm going to hang the hammock closer to the fire pit. I'm not going to have a huge raging fire. I do worry about, you know, getting embers on my tarp or hammock or whatever, but the raging fires are usually just when my buddy Joe's with me, or my kids. My kids like a big, you know, bonfire. Things look good up here. I don't see anything that's too dead that might fall on me. People have probably had their tents here, so I'll probably put my hammock between this tree and this tree. I think that'll do it. If it doesn't quite fit, if they're not quite far enough apart, because they are fairly close, then we'll go over in there. But I want to be seen so that if people hike through here, they realize it's occupied. Okay guys, time to take the pack off and set up camp. It's been a fun hike in, a nice relaxing and calming one that I very much needed. So we made it to Hoover Lake. We'll get set up and I'll come back and we'll talk some more. I got to charge my phone. It's about dead. Okay, here's the setup. Didn't take me too long. Had to get a little creative as usual with the tarp. Let's start with the little stuff. Got my battery bank. Accidentally brought the GoPro cord instead of the phone charging cord, so this is very slow charging for my phone, but it works. This is my glasses case with my regular glasses, my Mora knife, bushcraft spork, 100% DEET. I ran out of my bug wipes, so I just got some of that real quick. This is a bug zapper / lantern. I've done a video on that before. I brought a water filter this time, Sawyer Squeeze, the regular size one. And the reason I'm not using tablets is because it doesn't kill cryptosporidium. And I was going to switch to drops for the summer, but they were anywhere from $40 to $60 for a set of drops. And this was $29.95. And Sawyer's reliable. I've had them before, but I've had them freeze, which makes them useless. So no freezing temperatures tonight, and I'll probably just use this through the summer because frankly I'm kind of over the whole water purification thing, constantly trying different things. I had a bee-free filter bottle with me on my last outing and it failed, and I'm not too pleased with them. They work for a few times and then they crap out. Not my first experience with them either. This is an old Army tent stake, aluminum. I use it to dig cat holes and do work around camp. There's my 1200 lumen headlamp / flashlight, my cup, my cook pot and stove, my gas, and that's pretty much that. Then I have a sit pad here. There's my beanie for later tonight. That's my food. I'm gonna pick this up, but I accidentally brought my rain gear. When I packed this pack a couple weeks ago, rain was in the forecast, and then I ended up not going on that trip after all, and the basically monsoon rains moved through this area, the same kind that I dealt with at Jewel Lake last year. Thunder, lightning, heavy downpours. Didn't sound like a good time to me. Lightning was hitting the ground near my tent when I was at Jewel Lake. And so this gear served me well. I've had these frog togs forever, and they're finally got their first rip in them. Anyway, so I have them on accident. I don't think it'll rain, but you never know up here, it could. So it's good to have them just in case, but I don't think I'll need them. Got my pack hanging up here. I brought 2 liters of water from the gas station. Of course, refillable. Our water source is going to be the lake. There's a little stream running through here that's sort of flowing that I'll probably use. My roll pack with my hygiene, fire kit, and first aid / medication. My new puffer coat made its debut when I went camping with my buddy Joe and Jake. And that's a long sleeve shirt, so it's kind of like my closet. And then ultimately we have our sleeping quarters for the night. I got creative with the tarp. I staked it out at either corner over here, and then just to give it some lift, I found this stick and anchored it down really solid, so that's not going anywhere. The wind, unfortunately, is blowing this direction, so the tarp isn't doing so much to block wind as it is to block sun and keep things from falling on me, dropping down from the trees and whatnot. So also, in case it rains, of course, that's stating the obvious. This is the Chill Gorilla 10-foot Superfly. I've used it many times for a few years now. I'm very happy with it. So on the back side, I'm just tied out to the trees behind to give me lots of space in here. You can see I have lots of area inside to sit and work and move around and that kind of thing. This is the Dream Hammock. It's my son Murphy's. He doesn't really use it that much, so he just let me use it. This year, whenever I go on a solo outing, I plan on using a hammock, and it'll be this one. Inside we have the Outdoor Vitals Airy 30 underquilt that I'm using as an overquilt because it works quite well as that. I'm not pleased with the way it hooks up as an underquilt, but it does keep me warm. It's down. I also have an Outdoor Vitals inflatable pillow in there, right there. And this is the One Wind underquilt that I'm using. It's a heavier underquilt, but it hooks up very simply right up here. The carabiner just grabs onto this buckle. The hammock is adjustable. By pulling this, it'll raise it, and then loosening it will lower it. It's nice and strong. No problems there. So that is where I will be sleeping tonight. Right now, I am finally worked up an appetite and I am starving. So let's talk about lunch. No sooner did I say it probably won't rain than this rolled up on me. We've got some thunderstorms rolling through. The weather forecast is perfect for the weekend, but up here kind of has its own weather forecast. So we may be spending some time under the tarp. I was just about to tear into lunch when the thunder started. Well, we'll see what happens. These clouds bunch up, there's lots of noise, and they sometimes rain, sometimes don't. They just tend to break up and blow over. So that's probably what we'll be dealing with, is broken thunderstorms throughout this trip. There's no heavy rain forecast, but I wouldn't be surprised if it actually did rain. This is going to be weird to film without a tripod. Got a chocolate dairy shake here. This was a humanitarian ration. I showed it off in my trip with Joe and Jake. So I've just got some various things in here that are kind of left over from different MREs and also from that came with this. And for lunch today, we are going to have peas in tomatoes. So it's some kind of soup type stuff. And we've also got some snack bread. No, that's an oatmeal cookie. That'll probably be dessert. That'll probably be all I'll have for lunch. I've also got some Gatorade type stuff, some lemon iced tea. I grabbed a bunch of stuff. Didn't really look too closely at it. Little accessory pack, vegetable crackers, some garbage, peanut butter and jam. You'll hear the thunder behind me as I cook. As you'll see, I crawled under here just to be safe, but this is how moody it is up here. The sun is out, but there's thunder. So what I'm going to do is heat this up by folding it in half, putting it in the pot, and using the water to just heat it through. Then we'll use the water up as well, so nothing gets wasted. You can see it was coming in this way, but now it's going over that way. So it's still making a lot of fuss as it blows through, but looks like it's just passing over. You can see the clouds, how quickly they move. Just cruising on by. There've been a couple of really good rumbles. I'm happy to see it move on. I love a good rainstorm, don't get me wrong, but I kind of have some PTSD from my Hoover Lake trip when the lightning was actually hitting the ground all around me, and frankly, I didn't know if I was going to make it out in one piece. I had to bug out of that one. That was pretty scary. So there have been people who've lost their lives up here to lightning. Thankfully, I'm not out in the open exposed, so we'll just watch it float on by and make a lot of noise, kind of like my ex-wife. I'm used to having the liberty to film as much as I can for as long as I can, and I can if I'm facing the camera. We're facing each other here. Whoops, we got a boil. Do that. I'm just going to let it soak in that hot water for now. Don't need it boiling, really. Just need it warm through. Anyway, if I'm facing the camera like this, my phone allows me to film as much as I want. But if I'm filming away from me, looking out, which is the majority of the time, I only have about 43 minutes left of filming what's out and around me. So if I start getting really low on time facing the other way, if this makes any sense to you at all, you're going to have to see either my face a lot while I film things, explaining things like, over here we have, that kind of thing. Or I'm going to have to turn it around and film and not have any clue if I'm filming what I'm trying to film. So I'll do my best with this. This has really been a learning experience. I don't usually film with my phone. Anyway, 240 calories, oatmeal cookie. We're going to eat this first while that warms up, while the soup warms up. That's what it looks like. No chocolate chips or anything fancy, just an oatmeal cookie. Good. It's really good. I'm glad there's no raisins in it. I can't stand oatmeal raisin cookies. See if I can get it to focus on the cookie. Focus on the cookie. Won't focus on the cookie. Anyway, want some? Good. All right, that's been sitting quite a while in the hot water, so it's probably done. Let's see what the peas and tomatoes looks like. Sounds vegetarian. I think most of these humanitarian meals are vegetarian. It was a lot cheaper to buy a case of these than a case of MREs, but I do have an MRE with me, a regular MRE, for dinner. Anyway, let's open this and see what it looks like. Okay, here's what we're looking at. It looks more like beans and tomatoes to me. I guess those are peas. Are those black-eyed peas? I don't know, but that's what it looks like. It looks filling and satisfying. So, let us see how this is. Want some? It's really thick and hearty. I can see why they use beans in a humanitarian meal, because they're going to be very filling. But it's very well seasoned. It's delicious. Very savory. So yeah, thumbs up on this stuff. Pretty good. That's going to be a satisfying lunch. I'm going to put the lid back on the pot and let that water cool down so I can still use it. I'm not going to waste any of my water. Utah's in a drought right now, but up here in the Uintas, fire danger is only moderate, and as you saw walking in, things are very swampy, so I don't think we'll have a problem up here with that, but I want to put off drinking lake water as much as possible, so if I can reuse some water, I'll reuse it. Anyway, I'm going to sit here and enjoy my lunch. Just going to hang in the hammock for a while and take in nature and let my phone charge for a little while. Just had a couple people walk right through my camp, right by my fire pit, before they realized I was here. That's kind of what I was talking about earlier. A problem with camping right here. They were talking about this campsite, and then they saw my stuff and kept right on walking that way around the lake. Now they're coming back this way and avoiding my camp. They were probably hoping to camp here. Oh well. Look at the mosquitoes outside the bug net. It's a nice feeling not to be harassed by the mosquitoes. That's actually on the net. They definitely know I'm here. The mosquitoes, I mean. It's gotten quite a bit cloudier. I've been laying here for about an hour, just taking it in. Mosquitoes were all over the bug net for a while, but they've gone away. It's been nice to just be up here and relax and not worry about any of the things that I have to worry about back at home. Had another guy walk through my camp right after that couple did. Only he walked literally right past my fire pit, said hi to me, and continued on that way. Went over that direction. I think that both groups were kind of surprised when they walked around the corner and saw me laying here in my hammock. I was just like, how's it going? So it was kind of funny. They're friendly enough. It's awkward for me and them, but this is home for the night. I'm not moving. I'm waiting for it's a little after 3 p.m. now, and I'm just kind of waiting for the clouds to blow over a bit. We'll do some exploring and check out the area. So that's the plan right now. No specific agenda up here, just to relax and be in nature and just see what Hoover Lake is all about. And also this smaller lake, we'll explore that too while we're up here. I have a visitor. Kinda I like to get. Found some munchies in my camp somewhere. He's been feeding his face. He's not too people shy. What you doing, kiddo? Come here. He's really curious about me. Came within, I don't know, 6 feet of me. He's pretty cute. He'll probably be hanging out with me, being as I've got all the tasty food. He's kind of fat. He's well fed. So camp is right there. I've decided to do my bear hang over here, up over this dead tree. You can see my line there. I've already got it up and over. Only took one time this time. If I don't film it, it goes right up and over the tree exactly how I want it. But if I'm filming it, it takes 50 tries. So hopefully nobody notices that and it gets left alone. Here's the little stream I was talking about, kind of running through here. In places it's flowing, in other places it's not. It's just stagnant. This is kind of the area where it's moving. Sorry about my shadow there. There's a lot of animal activity from the past around here. Poop. So this is kind of the outlet for this little lake. And I think I'm gonna have to just get my water directly from the lake, either here or over at Hoover. It's the same distance almost between. I'm kind of right in the middle. See there? There's the other lake. So anyway, this is deep and clear, and I'm sure there's all kinds of things living in it. Fly in distress right there. These thunderheads have just kind of been rolling through off and on. Nice and intermittent. Building up over that way. Just doing a little explore of the immediate area right now. Whoa, check out what just landed on me. Got me a friend.